at the fourth floor, and my windows are going like.
Yeah, I keep seeing like pictures of trees blown over and like things flying everywhere. It's
My
super scary.
goodness.
Oh, but welcome everybody. Hi Envy, how are you doing other than the storm?
Hello, hello, everybody.
Hi everybody. Hi everyone that's joining. So loads of people are just joining now. Hi everybody. I'm Hannah from MAC Cosmetics in the Netherlands. I'm going live with Envy tonight. And Envy needs no introduction, of course. You all know Envy.
Yes, they all know Emmy. Oh, it's so fun to finally be here live with you, Hannah. This has been such a crazy ride. We started with this collection, I think, maybe like 6 months ago, and now finally it's out.
Yeah, I feel like it was still hot and sunny and warm outside when we started planning this. It was like way back
Yeah,
in September or something. And we made already an interview where I asked you a lot of questions, but I think quite a lot of people tonight maybe won't have seen the interview. So I thought, let me just ask you a few more questions. But of course, everyone in the chat, if you have questions for Envy, please also ask away.
yes,
I have loads
please.
of questions that I'm going to ask as well, but we like to also have your input. But Envy, you're doing this collaboration with MAC. But for most people watching, they maybe don't know that you did actually work for MAC, right?
Yes, I started my makeup journey at MAC actually. I loved makeup. I always was drawing as a child, and later on it's developed to doing makeup on my face. And when I moved to Amsterdam, I really wanted to work in makeup. And MAC is really known of having the best makeup artist in the business. So I thought, okay, I want to learn from the best. I'm gonna apply at MAC. But the thing was, I didn't have a degree in makeup. I am self-taught. So I was like, I'm just gonna give it a shot. If they want me, they want me, and if they don't, well, at least I tried. So I went to the application. I stalked literally every colleague in every store in Amsterdam, so they can tell me how they can get me in touch with the regional manager, with HR.
Mhm.
And eventually, I got an email address. I sent my application, which was nothing because I didn't have makeup experience. But they invited me over to the headquarters, and they tested my makeup skills, and they thought. Eventually, I got hired in the MAC and Bijenkorf here in Amsterdam, but not as a makeup artist. No,
Not yet.
I was hired as a host and cashier, and I was like, well, yeah, I need to start somewhere, right? So I said, I'm gonna swallow my pride. Let's do it.
And then you showed them what you could do, right? You didn't have
Yeah,
makeup school, but you came, and then I think quickly everyone realized, wow, okay, Envy has a talent for makeup. I mean,
yeah.
it's clear to everyone. You didn't need to go to makeup school by then. I think you did then go on to do a makeup training, right? But
I
you
did, I
already had.
did, I did, because I saw my colleagues at that store were so talented, and I felt a little bit intimidated, and I'm very competitive. So I thought, I want to be the best, and I'm going to show you that I'm the best. So I went to makeup school, yes, to a makeup course, and Zandvoort, the makeup mansion, to be quicker and faster, and yeah, that really helped. And
Yeah.
eventually my manager saw, okay, you're doing quite good. So when a position came free as a makeup artist in that store, I finally got hired as a makeup artist.
Woo!
So I really started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Started from the bottom, now you're here. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, definitely worked your way up with Mac, and then sad for us, but amazing for you. You had to go on to your amazing career that you do now. But I know that you really enjoyed your time working with Mac,
I loved it.
and had some favorite products along the way. And I saw a question actually from Marincel, sorry if I'm not saying that right. But she said, can you tell us about your hair and makeup for today? You're absolutely stunning. So maybe
Thank
that's a good
you.
place to start for you to tell us about your beautiful makeup.
Thank you. Well, I was very inspired by this collection actually, the MAC X Envy Most Love, because we are focusing there on three products, which is the Ruby Woo lipstick, the red lipstick, the Graph Black Brushstroke liner, which is this very sharp liner, and the Studio Fix powder, which is on my face. So yeah, I did a look at that. I did as well in the video, but I I even like this look a little bit more than the makeup day actually. I had a good makeup day today.
Yeah, you're looking absolutely flawless, really,
Thank you.
absolutely
Yeah.
flawless. I have all of the same products on, but it just doesn't look the same. You've just got a beautiful, smooth
I went with a little liner, but I was like, no, girl, I just gotta add more. It is more here, more
look
here.
at
There's
that
more on
liner.
top. I even had like a little dot here. I don't know. I just went like, oh, if you want liner, I'm gonna give you liner.
Yeah, that is a fierce liner. And I
Yeah,
know like everyone's thinking, oh my God, that must take forever to do
yeah. Well,
because it's
the look was very inspired by just old Hollywood, actually. You know, you always see that you in Hollywood. It's the most iconic look was a red lip. Sorry, a red lip, a black liner, and a perfect skin. And this is like a modern take on it with the
yeah,
swirl, and it's like, yeah,
and the
modern
crystal
Marilyn.
and the shine. I love it. But that's, I mean, when we came to think about this look, you have an amazing creative mind. I'm so inspired by all of your creations. But when we were thinking about how you started at MAC, you said that's kind of what really inspired you, right? Like early glamour, Hollywood kind of makeups.
Yeah, yeah. I think like a lot of queens, I was really inspired by old Hollywood, Marilyn, the supermodels, of course, but I'm also very inspired. I love sci-fi. I am obsessed with sci-fi. I'm such a nerd with sci-fi. I love everything that's futuristic and robots and aliens and yeah, so I'm basically combining something that is classic with something that is modern, because I'm like a shark with glitter.
Love it. So cool. Yeah, it's really a modern take on that, like, yeah, Hollywood glamour style that's just classic and always beautiful. I mean, like a ruby woo lipstick. A red lipstick is my ride or die. I wear red lipstick like every day when I don't have to wear a
Yeah,
mask. But I think it always just makes you feel glamorous, and it will always be timeless and beautiful.
always. And yeah, the thing that I love about the Ruby Roo is that it goes actually with every skin color. In my time working at Mac, I cannot remember I had one person that the Ruby Roo was not gorgeous with.
Yeah,
But it's also, yeah, taste. Some of them like to be very bright. Some people don't.
yeah.
It's a statement. It's a statement.
It's a statement for sure, but you're right. Like it is a color that looks good. It is
Mm-hmm.
something that looks good on everyone. I saw a question going by about what have you got on your eyes, Envy. So I think the white color, the lighter area, someone was asking about, but maybe you can talk us through what you do to create this amazing
It's
look.
a very neutral eye, actually. I use like the nude palette from MAC, and that's all the browns that you see over here. And basically just white Studio Fix powder. I'm obsessed. I don't know if a lot of queens know that, but the Studio Fix white, shivering white, this
Yeah,
white is drag. This is drag. This is everything because you can highlight your face so beautifully with this, and it works as an eyeshadow as well. I always set my eye base with that white. It's so
oh, cool.
bright, and I always like to highlight like this here center of my face under my eye, and I always use like a white one. If I wanted to lighten up a little bit my base, it's the white Studio Fix powder is amazing. Or if that's too light for you, you can always go with NC15 or NC10 Studio
Yeah.
Fix powder because it's a
There's
high
so
coverage
many
powder.
colors. There's so many colors. I saw somebody ask actually how Chloe asked how many shades there are. There's over 64 shades. So, I mean,
Yeah,
no matter your skin tone, you're going to be able to find one to match you, to contour, to
yeah,
highlight. You can do everything with it. But the shivering white is a pro product that is amazing, and I know a lot of drag queens use that. Is their
yeah.
like secret
And
highlight.
I have like the Studio Fix powder. I have 4 shades that I use, which is like the NC42. That's really my skin color.
Yeah,
um, the Studio Fix NW15 underneath the eye, and I add the white on it to brighten it up a little bit more. It's like layering, you know. I don't want to use just 3 colors, but I want to have a nice transition, nice smooth transition, and that's why it always looks flawless.
it is super. I mean, it certainly looks flawless. It looks airbrushed. Your skin is just so flawless, and the Studio Fix powder does give it that kind of airbrushed
Yeah,
finish.
and
Skin.
NW50 to warm up a little bit the contour there
You
under the
look
jaw.
so good. Flawless, absolutely flawless. Maybe you can tell us as well about your highlight, because I think I saw a question going past about that, but it went quite quick. But
The
yeah,
highlights.
what do you do for your highlight?
Highlight. I have here the double gleam highlight. I love that one
Ah, yeah, super
from Mac
nice.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
highlight is always good. If you have like this brush, by the way, I don't know if you know, it's a little bit dirty. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I have this one as well. I have it here as well. I think it's a 240.
240 as like it's like a large blending brush and
Yeah,
girl, oh, like,
it's such a good one. I'm just showing the difference. This is like the eyeshadow one, and then it's like a bigger
yeah.
size. But this for highlighter, I actually use it for powder because I don't like putting
For
powder
powder,
all
it's
over.
amazing. I also use like for powder here in the center to
Yeah,
highlight. Actually, it's perfect.
just to
But
like
this
spread a
one
bit of powder.
here, oh,
So nice.
girl,
Flawless. Oh my God, that glow. It looks so good. It's all glittering. I love it.
oh man,
Super nice.
I'm hard to myself. Oh,
It's
feel it.
beautiful. Okay, Envy. So I was asking questions and now I've got distracted with all of these beautiful makeup tips. But so you were working at MAC, and now you're doing a collaboration with us. How
Yeah.
does that feel? Because it's really like, yeah, you said you started as a host and now you're doing a collaboration where you've got your own collection. How is that for you?
Yeah, well, I got my most loved collection, and of course that's. I just posted something on Instagram, a post, and I always on my list, on my to-do list. I always have a to-do list with goals that I set for myself, and that was one of the first things I wrote on that list. And eventually, we are now some years later, and it happens, you know. So never stop dreaming and never stop chasing the dream, even though it sounds impossible. It sounded for me impossible back then,
Yeah.
but you slowly work through it, and then something that seems impossible, it's going to be reality eventually.
Super beautiful. I mean, and you work really hard for it. You're a busy lady. You're
I'm a
everywhere.
busy lady. I
You're on
love to work.
TV. Yeah, you're always busy.
Yeah,
So we're very grateful also to have this collaboration with you at MAC. We
yeah.
couldn't have thought of a more perfect partnership
Yeah,
from
but Mac
somebody who comes from
Mac
MAC.
always has been very supportive with me. Also, when I still was working in the store, you know, they really saw something and they trusted my drag. They saw something in my drag. So when I had shows, they always did their best to plan around my shows,
Yeah.
the times that I needed to work at Mac. And so you guys also just helped to, you know, to where I am today. So I'm very thankful for that as well.
So nice to hear. And you are
Yeah.
still definitely part of our Mac family. I think we could all see talent in you from the very beginning. So I'm glad that Mac was part of the journey. I've seen a few questions go by about like getting into new, what's your biggest tip for new drag queens? Like, how do you get your first performance? There were some questions about like beginners in drag makeup. Like, what tips do you have for people who are maybe wanting to do it?
Oh, that's a question I always get. It's very hard to have like one perfect answer to that because there isn't. You know, it's just get started, get yourself out there, practice your makeup, practice, do it with your heart. You know, and don't be too harsh on yourself. When I
Mhm.
do, for example, my makeup courses, when I used to do that, um, you know, we had a great time, but they always said, "But I don't look as pretty as you." I said, "Of course you don't." You know, it took me like years to master this face, and it's
Mhm.
not going to happen just in one day or in one workshop. You need to put the work in it for yourself. Eventually, you're going to get better, and that's so nice to see because when I look at my pictures, I felt my pussy. I felt it. I felt so beautiful the first time that I was in drag, but now looking back at a picture, I was like, "Oh, girl, what were you thinking?" But
I
I
think we were
felt that,
all
and I
like
felt
that.
that, and
Like,
I felt it every single year. And even this look, maybe in 1 year, I'm gonna think, "Oh, well, let's go, okay," you know. And that's your growth, and enjoy that growth, and enjoy the process.
yeah, I think that's such good advice. I mean, for anyone, whether you want to get into drag, whether you want to get into makeup or with anything in life, like
Yeah,
it takes practice and you're not going to get there overnight. You have to be persistent and learn and keep reviewing what you've done and getting better. And I mean, yeah, your
yeah.
makeup is fabulous, but it took
Yeah.
you time to perfect your
Of
craft.
course,
And,
yeah. And don't get discouraged because, you know, I know drag is now at this level. You know, I don't think if that I would even try, you know, to start dragging this period because the bar is so high. But
Yeah.
don't look at that. Don't compare yourself. Just do it for you because you want to do it.
Yeah, and have fun and be inspired.
Yeah.
Like makeup is fun and drag is fun, and like I think there's a lot of people who also want to start with makeup, and now they, because of social media, you see amazing makeup artists everywhere who've not even been to makeup school. They're super talented, but like use it as inspiration to just be inspired and practice and have fun with it. It's just makeup. You can take it off
Yeah.
and enjoy the process.
Yes. Yes. Don't be too hard on yourself. Practice.
Yeah.
Practice. Practice. Practice.
There's a question again about the eyelids and how you did the powder and the lighter area. So for those joining, maybe repeat what you were explaining with the Studio Fix powders.
All right. Well, you can see I did a lot of liner. I did a double inner liner, kind of like that. But I cut my you can use a concealer or an eye base. I just did a cut here. How do you say?
Cut crease,
A
yeah.
cut crease.
Yeah, cut crease.
And then with the Studio Fix powder, it's powder, so you can use it also just on your